In this video, I'm going to share the #1 secret that allowed me to stop competing on price, completely quit discounting, and start landing ceramic coating jobs consistently at premium prices, $1,200, $1,500, even $2,000 per coating. And the best part, it's simple, straightforward. You can start literally doing this today. I guarantee if you implement this one secret, you'll never go back to discounting it again. Let me ask you this question and be honest. Have you ever had someone message you asking how much for a ceramic coating? You give them a price and then complete silence. They vanish, ghosted. Or maybe you feel forced to discount your ceramic coatings just to win the job, hoping you'll somehow convert them into a repeat customer later. If that's you, stop. You're leaving money on the table, and worse, you're attracting exactly the type of clients you don't want. People who only care about the lowest price. Look, I get it. Because I used to be exactly the same, right? A customer messages you on Instagram, Facebook, or, maybe through your website, and they ask something like, hey, how much for a detail, or how much for a ceramic coating? Now, you don't want to lose that lead, right? You're desperate, you want the work, so you quickly reply with your price. Let's say, $300 or $800 for that type of service. And then nothing. Days go by. You follow up and suddenly they're thinking about it, or they're shopping around, or, they maybe even ask you if you can do it a bit cheaper. It's frustrating because deep down, you're good at what you do, right? Ceramic coatings isn't some basic car wash. It's a high value, high skill service, but customers don't seem to get that. So the harsh truth, it's actually not their fault. Well, it's ours. Here's the thing. When you instantly send your prices, you've essentially made yourself a commodity. You're just another number in their inbox, easily compared against every other detailer out there. Instead of being a trusted expert, you've accidentally positioned yourself as just another price-based business. And here's what happens next. Customers shop around, looking purely for the cheapest quote. Or even worse, you panic and start lowering your price, hoping it'll close the deal. But what does that really do? It brings in clients who don't truly value your work, who won't recommend you, and who definitely won't be loyal long term. Trust me, I've been there, and it's a painful way to run a detailing business, okay? You don't want to do that. Now, there is some good news, okay? Because, in just a moment, I'm going to share exactly how to escape this cycle once and for all, right? And start actually landing premium ceramic coating jobs without ever dropping your prices at the very front of the message or the conversation. All right, so let's talk about discounts for a minute, because this is really important, right? When detailers struggle to land high-ticket ceramic coating jobs, the first thing many do is start discounting. You think, if I lower my price just this once, I can get them through the door and maybe they'll become a repeat customer. But here's the problem with that logic, right? When you discount your prices, you immediately communicate two damaging things to your potential client. First, you tell them that your service was overpriced in the first place. I mean, think about it, right? If you're willing to quickly lower your price, how can they trust that the value originally offered was truly worth it, right? And then second, you attract clients that choose you purely based on price and not quality. Let's be clear, price-driven customers aren't loyal customers. The moment someone cheaper comes along, and believe me, they definitely will, they're going to leave you for that next cheapest offer. Let me map this out clearly. Imagine if Rolex suddenly announced a 30% discount, right? 30% off sale. Sure, they'd probably get, a brief spike in sales, but their premium brand image, their trust, their reputation, it'll collapse overnight. People would wonder, is Rolex losing their quality? They're going out of business? Why are they desperate to sell? Premium brands never discount. Apple never discounts their iPhones on launch day. Ferrari never discounts their cars. Why? Because they understand one fundamental truth. Discounting destroys perceived value. Your ceramic coating service is a premium solution to your client's problems. Whether that's protecting their expensive paint job, boosting the resale value, or simply just having the cleanest, glossiest car around, right? By discounting your ceramic coating service, you are unintentionally telling clients that you don't believe your service is worth its full price. And that instantly kills your chance of attracting high quality premium clients. That's the mindset shift that needs to change. So here's the bottom line. If you truly want clients to respect your craft, value your work, and are happily paying premium prices, you have to eliminate discounting completely, right? I mean, there is a time and place, but when it comes to selling high ticket prices, high ticket services, eliminate it, right? You're probably thinking, well, how can I land clients consistently without ever discounting? Well, that's a great question. That's exactly what I'm going to reveal next, okay? The number one secret that changed everything for me, and it will change everything for you too. So what's the solution, you're asking? How do you consistently book high-paying ceramic coating jobs without ever dropping your prices? The answer is actually really simple, yet surprisingly powerful, okay? Stop sending your prices up front. Forget it. Start booking a time to see the car in person. Now, before you think this is some over-the-top sales tactic, let me explain, okay? This doesn't have to be a big formal thing, right? It can be super casual. You just swing by, check on the car, chat with the owner, give them your recommendation. It might take 5 or 10 minutes max, but the impact it makes is massive. And if you can't get out to see the car, a quick phone call is still way better than just sending prices through DMs. But here's why seeing the car in person works so incredibly well. When you just send your price, all the client sees is a number. They don't see value. They don't feel a connection, right? They're not thinking about quality. They're just comparing prices. But when you show up and check out the vehicle, something totally different happens. First, you instantly stand out. No one else is doing this, right? You're not just another guy in their inbox, okay? You're the expert who made the effort to actually go and look at the car and give real advice. Second, you build trust fast. The client meets you face to face. They see how you carry yourself, how you talk, and they can start to, actually like you. Yep, I like this guy. I want to use this guy, right? And then third, you're no longer in a price war. When you're there asking questions, showing them exactly what the paint needs and explaining what's involved, your price suddenly makes sense. So here's how to handle it step by step. Someone messages you asking for a price. Instead of texting back a number like, it's going to cost $800 or whatever, you say something like this. Hey, well, every car's a little different, so depending on the condition of the paint and what you're sort of after, I'd love to come take a quick look so I can give you the best recommendation for your car. Would tomorrow or Friday suit better, right? Clear. That's it. Just a quick visit, no pressure, no hard sell. And when you're there, you ask a few simple questions. How long are you planning to keep the car? Do you want to protect it long term or just make it look amazing now? Is it parked outside or garage? These questions help you tailor what you offer. So when you finally tell them it's $1,500 or $2,000, they get it. It's not a random number anymore. It's tied to their goals and their car, right? And now they're associating your service to value. I've done this hundreds of times and I'm telling you, it works. People stop ghosting you, they trust you, and more often than not, they say, cool, when can we book it in? Once I started doing this, booking in-person consultations, I stopped discounting altogether, right? I started booking way more high-paying jobs. Now you understand why doing a proper consultation in person is the secret to booking high-paying ceramic coating jobs. Let me break it down step by step, okay? So that you can actually go out there and start doing this today, right? This is exactly how I teach it to my students in my community, and when they follow it properly, the results speak for themselves, okay? Step one is stop sending quotes over the DM, right? I know it feels easier, especially when you're busy, you just want to filter through everyone. But if someone messages you and asks how much for a detail or how much do you cost or how much for a ceramic coating, don't give them a number straight away. Instead, say something like, hey, pricing really depends on the condition of the paint and, the type of protection that you're looking for. I'd love to swing by, check it out, and I can give you a proper recommendation, right? The key word there being recommendation, okay? That's all you're doing. You're guiding them. You're giving them advice, right? And then you ask something like, okay, cool, would tomorrow work for you or is Friday better? Give them 2 options. That's all they need. That little change puts you in control of the conversation and makes you look way more professional right from the start. Step 2, visit the car with a calm, confident energy. You're not going there to sell. You're going there to help, okay? You want to look at the paint, right? You want to ask some questions and then recommend the best option, okay? Make sure you look professional, right? Wear a clean shirt. Wear your logo if you have one. Be on time, right? All of this builds trust before you even say a word, right? It's all about the perceived value, the perception. You know, you want to ask questions as well about the vehicle. Get to know the true sort of problem that the customer has, okay? Ask them, is it usually parked outside? Is it in a garage, okay? And these questions, they help you understand the job better because, you know, the more questions you ask, the better you're going to have an understanding. Client is going to realize that, you know, it's not a one-size-fits-all service. You're actually building a custom solution that feels premium to the customer, to the client. Okay, step 3 is, you know, we actually recommend the service to the customer, okay? So you've heard about their problem. You know what the issue is. You have a solution. You have a recommended service, okay? You could say something like this, right? So based on how long you're keeping the car and, you know, the condition that it's in and the fact that it's parked outside and, you know, this and that, I recommend our full detail plus a paint correction and a 3-year ceramic coating. It's going to give you that deep gloss and strong protection against the sun, bird droppings, water spots, and all that stuff, okay? And then state your price. Now, this is very important. You have to be super confident here. Do not talk yourself out of the sale. It's around $1,200, but, you know, maybe we can work out a deal, you know, or maybe I can knock off some of the price. The service starts from $1,200. How does that sound? You want to say something like this. So for that service, the price is $1,200. Does that work with you? As soon as you mention the price, you need to go silent. Okay, or the price is $1,200. Does that fit within your budget? The price is $1,200. How does that sound? And you go silent, okay? You could say something like, I'm super busy. I can get you in this Friday or next Tuesday. What works better for you, right? You lead the conversation. Never flinch. You need to be in control. You need to be confident when you deliver that price, okay? Step 4, offer to lock it in with a deposit, right? Most details forget this. If you're doing a consultation, make sure you get a deposit. You've just built up all this trust. Don't let it fade. You can say something like, hey, so we just take a small 10% deposit today to hold the spot, right? And you can do it now, or I can send you a text with the link, or you can do a transfer or something like that, right? Now, if they say something like, I need to think about it, I need to talk to my partner, you know, I need to go and check my calendar, then you can say something like this. Well, that's okay. How about we pencil something in now, and that way you're not going to miss out. I am pretty busy next week and spots are limited, and then you can confirm with me later on today or tomorrow when you know what's happening, okay? And that's kind of like, you know, less of a commitment. You're just penciling it in, but you're still getting them over the line, okay? It's still better than, you know, going home without anything on the calendar at all. Now, if they are adamant, they don't want to book anything in on that day, then follow up with them, okay? But make sure they know spots are limited, especially if you're mobile, okay? You don't have time for tire kickers. You've got a real business to run. Now, step 5, don't panic if they don't book straight away, right? Not everyone says yes on the spot. That's normal, okay? But here's the big difference. You've now met them, right? They've seen you, trusted you, and they're going to remember you, not the other 5 detailers they messaged. And if you follow up properly, most of the time, they will come back. Okay, that's how you build a pipeline of warm leads who already trust you and are willing to pay a premium for your work, okay? Trust me, this one process is a game changer. Once you master it, you'll stop worrying about whether someone will pay your price because you'll know how to show the value before they ever ask for it. Now, quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, Jobber. Look, it's 2025. If you're still using pen and paper to manage your customers, you might as well pack up and shut the business down now. Jobber makes it stupid simple to send professional quotes, book in jobs, take deposits, and get paid all from your phone. It makes you look professional, okay? It saves you hours and your clients will actually take you more seriously. I just started using it in my business and it is a game changer. I recommend it and you can try it for free for 14 days using the link below, plus get 20% off your first 6 months if you do sign up. Alright, if you're still on the fence about whether this works, let me show you one of my most recent messages I got from a detailer I work with. His name is Tyrese. He's a mobile detailer and he was stuck in the same spot a lot of guys are. Quoting in the DMs, not booking jobs, and constantly being ghosted. So, he applied this one strategy. Stop quoting cold and instead go out and see the cars in person. A couple of days later, he sends me this message. He's like, bro, your tips are fire. The in-person consultation is fire. I've managed to book in for 3 cars for a consultation this week. Now I just have to convert them into clients. But already that's a win. That's 3 serious leads that have seen his face, heard his advice, and now see him as the expert. Then, not long after, he hits me with this follow-up. He goes, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. Yesterday I secured a booking for the Ford Ranger, the one I sent in the group. I quoted $1,100 and I'm doing it on the 18th. That's a real win. $1,100 for a ceramic coating booked. No discount, no pushback, full confidence. All because he made the effort to see the car and have a real conversation. Now here's why this works so well, and this is something most people miss. When you meet someone face to face, you create instant trust. They can see how you talk, how you carry yourself, and they feel like they're dealing with a real professional, not just another guy on Instagram, because there's thousands of them. You also get to see the car's condition, which helps you quote accurately and confidently. There's no guessing, and that shows the client you're thorough and serious. Plus, by asking the right questions, you make the client feel heard, okay? They feel like you're not just selling them a coating, you're actually giving them the right solution for their needs, okay? They have a problem and you're solving it. That's what premium buyers want. But let me flip it for a second. What happens if you don't change how you quote? You stay stuck, you keep getting ghosted, you waste time sending out prices that go nowhere, and the worst part, you start thinking you have to lower your prices to compete. You lose confidence, you burn out, you start to wonder if this whole thing's even worth it. That's why I'm making such a big deal about this, because this one change can completely flip your results. I've seen it again and again. So here's what I want you to do next. If you want to start using this process properly, I've put together a free script that walks you through everything. I also have a free training down below, and after the free training, you'll have the option to schedule a free strategy call with myself or my team. Check out the links below. Either way, don't sit on this. You're not just a detailer, you're a business owner, right? Please subscribe.